Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome back to your full-time Ipswich Buses Matchday Ticket Fans React show. That's right, the show that puts you in charge, gives you the power, gives you the platform, you the microphone to come on and have your say about your football team after a disappointing 2-1 defeat away at Plymouth. Lots to unpack there from, injuries, viruses, whatever it may have been that caused players to miss out. Was that the reason? Was it how we started? Because after we brought Selena on, for my money, we looked more alive. Had we started that way, could we have got something out of the game? For you, was it in-game management, out-game management? Whatever it was, have your say on your show. I've got some comments coming up as I bring Ben back into the stream. In-game management is his title. I'll get a few comments first, Ben, then I'll grab what you think. And we'll offer a link up to the chat. We've got Jason and Clayton back to the doom and gloom. You mean back to losing? Certainly so, Jason. Harry FC, but we're still in the top half of the table. Josh Russell, Bond's got to score. To be fair, he certainly has got to score from what I've seen. Eddie Spaghetti, how disappointing. Ryan still can't beat teams inside the top six. Andy, pathetic, just fold the club. It's a bit dramatic. I love it. I love it, Andy. Absolutely love it. And more, two words, game management. Ryan, why was Coulson playing left wing? Leighton Durrant, woeful performance, two gilt-edged chances for Bond. Harper scuffed another easy chance. Joe, can't say back to doom and gloom. Jason, we've lost away to a team at the top of the table and haven't lost since the opening day, but we're there for the taking. I will get to that in a second. Rob Smith, poor concentration, end of the half and beginning of the second half. Jem is disappointed. Eddie Spaghetti, it's on Cook. This really strange starting lineup. Where was KVY and why start Coulson on the right midfield? And Kieran, before I bring you in, Ben, a couple of observations. All is not lost, but Penny was shit. Give the first half away and don't know if he passed the ball that made it to his teammate. Ben, at halftime, you said it's about team talks. Who's going to get their team fired up, come flying out of the traps, be up for the second half? Well, we didn't come out for the second half. We fell out for the second half because we were flat and we were poor. What did you make of the second half?
Yeah, I mean, disappointing. I mean, we said, whoever does a better halftime talk, whoever comes out flying will win the game, and they come straight out and scored. And at that point, we've seen that so many times, you just know the game's lost. And it's hard to watch a game, you're going to not win at, 55 minutes, whatever it is. We just don't. There's so many things wrong, but I almost don't know where to start, to be honest with you. Coulson, I felt really sorry for. He got absolutely obliterated and he knew it, and everyone around him knew it. And his body language when he came off, I actually felt sorry for the guy. He was harangued in there, and everything came down that side. He got destroyed today. But we're 2-1 down. We have a whole season of not actually getting anything back from that unless there are dramatic changes. Yeah. And we wait till the 79th minute to bring on another striker. That, unfortunately, is classic Paul Cook. Now, I like Paul Cook. I think his team selections are generally. I know there's a misnomer today. Lots were ill. I disagree with some of what he decided, but his good work usually happens before the game starts. His in-game management is not so much poor; it just doesn't happen. It's non-existent. And when we finally did bring on Selena and Piggott, and we actually had some kind of impetus, some kind of forward momentum. Well, bugger me, we had two gilt-edged chances. Mm-hmm. We were in the bottom top of their pitch, in their back third. Why don't we do that at 60 minutes? Just try it. I know he will not do 2 strikers up front, and he took Chaplin off. So I think Piggott kind of played behind, almost in a Chaplin role, but probably told to strike if he can. But he just will not put 2 strikers up top with someone feeding behind, will he? He just will not do it, even when you're 2-1 down away from home and you are chasing a game against leaders that can be beaten. They're a good team, Plymouth. They were solid. Their game management was fantastic. They were doing all the shithousery that you need to do to see 83 points. But they were there. They were there today. We were not outplayed. We outplayed ourselves. And unfortunately, Paul Cook outplayed his team with abysmal tactics.
Dennis Edwards, Cook needs to explain why he played Coulson where he did. Surely there were better options than that. This is my issue, because once you brought Selena on, we actually looked more alive when he moved Edwards to the right, Selena on the left.
Totally.
I said to you, I texted you and I said, this is how you should have lined up for 60 minutes and then brought Coulson on for the last 20 minutes. Win the game, then shut up shop. I know he says he's not going to do it, but sometimes situations dictate that. And I just felt we put Coulson in a position where he was never going to really have any joy. You just put attacking players in attacking positions. Like people kept saying at half time, we had Coulson there for his defensive work. Well, how many fucking defenders do you need on a football pitch? Because you've got Luke Wolverhampton playing right back, who's not going to get past the halfway line.
No.
Then you've got the other 3 mid defenders. That's 4. Morsey is 5. Like, how many? Evans barely gets forward into the box as well. So that's 6.
Yeah, I know.
I hated that.
It's okay. We've got Wickham on Tuesday. That'll be all right.
Nah, it winds me up, man. Because you can't win them all.
I agree. I agree.
Look, but we've been on a run. Today was what we needed, really.
Yes, I agree.
And
you said it. You said it before the game. Today was a statement. We have to make a statement today. How good are we against a good team? And we came up short. And it was
there. We did really well, to be fair. We had chances to win it.
I agree. And I'm revisiting what I said earlier when I said maybe the sting's taken out of a loss when you know you haven't got your top 11. Do you know what? I think I got that fucking wrong because I feel awful. I feel absolutely awful. And if the players that are out today, Danassian and Burns, if they're ill on Tuesday, I mean, what the hell is he going to do? Because they know the opposition will know 2 things about Ipswich before a ball's been kicked. Firstly, they're going to know our formation. Every game, whatever happens with our formation.
Does that. Yeah. I mean, when you've got Marcus Stewart and Brennan Woolley joking about the fact he won't play a second striker,
and the fact he won't play a second, exactly. So they know that we're not going to bring on a second striker, so they don't have to think if one of their subs, do we need to put another man on the back line? Because there's nothing what's going to happen.
Do you know what today's team's reminded me of? It reminded me of my 19-month-old son. He's got this tractor and this trailer. They don't go together. They're from different toys. But he will consistently smash these 2 pieces together, trying to get them to go. And you have to say to him, they're not going to go. He's like, don't care. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's a very good analogy.
You've not got the horses for a 4-2-3-1, but you know what? By hook or by crook, I'm going to keep smashing the 2 pieces together and hope.
Just in case.
The caveman with 2 bits of rock and we get a fire. We've got Maurizio Tarico, I think he's going for here. Hindsight Kings. No, I did say this pre-game. I didn't want Coulson. I did say you'd be a fool to play Coulson at right midfield. Fisherman won't beat Wickham or Rotherham. Square pegs, round holes springs to mind. Carl, well, you were saying Fishman's been right all day.
Cheers, Mike.
Carl Brooks, tough one to accept today. The changes in players missing killed us. Absolutely agree with that, Carl. 3 points at Wickham was a must. We're now sitting 13 points off top, 7 points off the playoffs. To be honest, we are our own worst enemies today. I could completely agree with that. In fairness, it wasn't a great performance. We did actually have some serious. That's what makes it more sort of frustrating, isn't it, Ben? The fact that you've had these glorious chances. Harper, and these players should be scoring these chances. The players that they are, the quality that they are. Harper's a quality player. Bond's a quality player. They've got to be scoring these types of chances.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But you've had those chances.
Yeah, but
we're a shite team.
I think winning the game, these chances were happening though. I know there's that 1-on-1 in the first couple of minutes, but this is happening in the late 80th minutes. They're shooting on goal. They're burying all their players behind to try and stop it happening. But those are the wrong times to start having those opportunities. You want to start having those opportunities at 55 minutes, at 60 minutes. You want half an hour of that. You play that, the team he played at the end for half an hour. Maybe there's 2 or 3 more chances more like that, and you might score one of them. All of a sudden, you haven't lost. But those chances were only happening when he made these really late substitutions. We called it. We called it before the game. We knew it was going to happen. You know, he will not put on players until the late. I'm like a broken record.
This is why it makes him. This is why I'm frustrated today. This is why, and I'm really frustrated because I felt, you know, as somebody says here, Daily Football SEN, Plymouth are a great team, top of the league. Yep, they're on a great run. They're top of the table, but we've had chances to at least grab a point there today, and grab a point when we've not got the best 11 out. It does send a statement to the rest of the league if you can grab a point away from home against a good side. Now we've not done that. And Bon and Harper will know they should have finished those chances. I mean, Harper's the worst.
They weren't even.
He's not even on
target, has he? I know. That made me sick a bit. Plymouth are not a great team today, but I tell you what, they are really good. I watch them and think they don't look like a top of the table side, but they do in the way that their shithousery and their game management is very, very, very good. Now, the 2 goals they scored, fair enough. It is probably more down to us than them, but they're slowing the game down. They're breaking up play, then putting in the tackles. We had about 25 fouls. I had about 3. That's game management. That's sensible play from a consistent team, and that's one thing we don't have. Oh, Duncan Farrow, look at that, man.
Duncan Farrow, £20. That's made the afternoon a little bit more better. Thank you ever so much, Big Dunk. I hope you're well, my man. Let us know your thoughts on today's game. The link is in the chat for anybody who wants to have their say. Maybe you don't like what we're saying. Maybe you agree with what we're saying. Maybe you feel like we're not talking about something we should be talking about. Have your say. It's your platform. Carl Brooks, I think PC got it wrong as well. I don't see why you didn't play Selena. Go for it and then bring Coulson on. And then
exactly what we said. Yep.
Game management seems to be missing today. Graham Tate is still going to say we're the best team in the league. Andy says Plymouth, great team. Lol. Hilarious. Next joke, please. Big Duncan with his £20. Thank you very much, Dunk. We love you very much. Georgie Boy, man. Worrying distance again from the players. We desperately need results against rivals. Yeah, you want points, not defeats. Like,
how did Sunderland and Wickham get on in the end?
I don't know. I do not know. Hopefully
because they're dropping points, and that would have been a real I say even better today. But I know they were. I think Wickham were 3-1 up. Then Fleetwood scored 2 in quick succession. So I don't know how that ended. But you know, when these big teams are conceding and they're not. They're dropping their ball a little bit. That's when we need to be winning these games. That's how you shoot up a league. And comment on the officials today. I don't really have any thoughts on the officials. I think I was so concerned about what I was seeing from us. You could have the best referee in there in the world, and if you're playing players out position.
Would you say it was equally shit?
Sorry?
Would you say it was equally shit for both teams?
Yes, I would. Yes.
Not bad. Not favouring one team. Just the bad officials. Is that what you'd say?
Yeah. Yeah, agree.
Could you get those that just seriously miss everything? Sunderland got
Wickham 3-3, Rotherham 5-1. Jesus.
Facebook, how anyone is still commentating on the fan official in this league is beyond me. Not like our first season. We know how shit they are. Shit for all 24 teams, not just us. Poor excuse. Josh, £5. Bob Lockhart. Thank you very much, Bob. We appreciate that. Thank you. Josh.
Josh.
First of all, what did you make of today? Give us your thoughts.
Well,
that sums it up.
like I said at the start, I wasn't sure about that team, and it just proved why play a left back and right wing when you've got Selena sitting on the bench. Makes no sense. And I want to know
go on.
What's happened to KVY? Why not put him instead of Wolfie?
Well, he wasn't in the squad, so obviously I believe he was back in Suffolk, and people are saying you can't blame the management for not fit, if someone's not very well. But the fact he wasn't in the squad suggests to me he wasn't the backup right back today anyway. Wolfenden always was going to be backup right back if Donatian had woken up, got cramp, pulled his hamstring, Wolfenden would have started. Is that fair to say, do you think, Josh?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So the right back for me is not an excuse. That's just part and parcel. It's the right midfield position today where you're looking at and you're thinking, could you have done a better job? And what do you think on that, Josh? Could he have done a better job there?
Who, Coulson or?
No, the manager, Paul Cook.
Yeah, of course. You don't put a left back there when you've got Selena sitting on the bench, and you could see what the difference he made when he come on. Difference Edwards made when he was on the right.
What a day! Sorry, I've just seen the news. Look, Ronaldo scored a Oh, if it's my day can't get any worse.
Oh
my!
That's it. I'm going for a walk on the motorway. That's it.
Next, don't I? Do you know what I mean? Like that, just the 3 in a row.
Jeez. When you've got him on the bench, and then you come on and makes a difference. Edwards actually played really well on the right. Surely you've got to play that Tuesday. Start with that Tuesday.
Yeah. Before I let you go, Ben, how did you see the Wolves' 90 minutes today?
Same as this kind of 90 minutes I see him always. He's neither hot nor cold, but because he's lukewarm, I don't really notice him. He's Luke Warmenden. That's what he is. Luke Warmenden. Because I don't think he ever does anything that's truly stand out. Like I said before, any players today who came in, would you say that they have now grabbed that shirt like a Luco grabbed the shirt when he came in? Absolutely not. They're going to go straight back down. So I'm afraid, Dobra scored for Cole U. Well, that's okay. He's still ours. That's fine. Luke Warmenden, nothing. Lukewarm. He will pass through. He won't play for another 5 games. We ain't going to notice or remember him, I'm afraid. Shame.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for being with me this afternoon.
Guys. Take
Look
care.
after yourself. If you want to take his seat, join me. He's now coming into the chat. We've got big people in the chat with big opinions. I want to hear from them, particularly after tonight or this afternoon's disappointment. Josh, we talk about the manager in a 4-2-3-1, but we've also had big chances in that game. Harper, Bond's had a hatful. He's now not scored. He's now looked a bit quieter than in recent weeks. What are your thoughts on those missed chances, really?
I mean, first half, one had a good chance. Open goal, pretty much. Got to score that too. If he scores that and Edmondson scores, you got a chance to win the game, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then at 2-1 down, he's got another chance, either side of the keeper, and it's 2-2.
This is it. But were you surprised he took Chaplin off for Pigott when he made those changes?
No, I don't know. I wasn't really.
You wasn't? Okay. I'll bring Lee in, Mr. Lee Anderson. Obviously a big fan of James Norwood, not in the squad. But we talked about Joe Pigott there, Lee. When he brought on Joe Pigott, he took off Chaplin. How did you see that sequence of a substitution? Did you agree with the change? Did you not? Did you feel like those two players should be pitched at the same time together? How did you see it?
Well, I said in the chat at half time, Bond wasn't winning anything going forward, was he? So the problem that you've got is that you can't bring Chaplin into the game off Bond. Now, Bond was, as I say, he was not picking up any headers and that, and he was well marshalled today. So I think that substitution could have been made a bit earlier, and I think it's time to bring Chaplin off, because as a manager, you don't sit there and go to yourself, "Oh well, Chaplin scored 4 in the last 5. I've got to keep him on." You've got to look at the game and how the game is panning out. And Chaplin couldn't get into the game, and we perhaps needed something a bit more physicality up there to give the 3 centre halves they had a bit more to think about. So I think it was a good substitution, but should have been made maybe sort of 10 minutes earlier, perhaps.
Yeah, you think it's a good substitution the way it worked out, but you wanted it earlier. I don't know. So I disagree with that a little bit in terms of Chaplin's got a red hot foot at the moment. Goals seem to be coming from him. Do you not simply keep him on because you're chasing a goal? Like, at what point do you feel you've got to say as a manager, 3-1-2, 1-4-1, it doesn't matter. It's a defeat. We need to go and get a goal, and you keep those type of players on the football field to get you the goal. Because while he's sat on the bench, Lee, he's not going to grab you a goal, is he?
No. But again, Chaplin, you see, if it's not his day, it's not his day, and a good manager will realise that and take people off. So, some people have said that perhaps that should have been made at half time. I don't quite agree with that, but we did start the second half a bit slow, didn't we? And you could see the goal coming. I just sat here and thought, we're going to concede. You can just tell a lot of the time when we're going to concede. We have no control of the game. The ball's coming back at us, and we just conceded against a side that I think, are they that great? I've seen better teams with better football, but they know what they're about. They've had a bit of luck today because we've missed some chances, haven't we? And they've missed a good one, and Walton's made a couple of good saves. But the 3 near the end, because no one's mentioned the Edwards chance. Edwards sort of just right of the penalty spot. That should be a goal.
Well, let's talk about Edwards, Lee, because you got Edwards who started left wing, then got moved to the right wing when Coulson came off. I feel for my money we look so much more alive when that move happened, and I would like to have seen that for an extended period of time from the start of the game. How did you see Edwards' switch from left to right? Do you feel he had more of an impact, more of a say when he went over to that side of the field?
Well, I think he got the ball a little bit more, didn't he? Which was clear. And I think when Selena came on, when the game is starting to open up, isn't it? And one of the great things is that, you know, I think people have said about bringing Selena on at the start. Well, I don't think today was the right game for Selena to start the game, because we were playing top of the league. Whether they're good or not, they know what they're about. They know what they were doing. And I think we were trying to be a little bit steadier. So, you know, when Selena came on and Edwards moved to the right, I think they were starting to hang on a little bit. And I think Edwards did come into the game a little bit more. And he was really non-existent in the first half. And we've got this great player that we're not giving the ball to enough. And that's the sad thing about it, because when he gets the ball, or Selena, they're dropping off, aren't they? And they're giving us a little bit of space to play in. And that doesn't happen. You won't get that in the first 45 minutes. But there's such a player in Edwards, and he just needs to get that goal, because I don't think he's got an assist yet, has he? And I don't think he's clearly not scored. But he does make a difference. But he had his chance today. He should have scored.
Yeah, he really does.
That was an easy as chance as Harper's. That was.
Yes, but Harper wasn't even going to hit the target, was it? That's what made that one a little bit worse.
Well, no, I think that had an Edwards moment about it. That was probably going to the corner flag.
Yes,
perhaps, I don't know, but Edwards should score from where he is. Bond should do better with his second one. His first one, well, that didn't cost us. Thankfully, because we then went on and scored first. But we've got to take those chances. I think if the second one that Bond had would have fallen to Piggott, that would have been a goal.
Absolutely. Josh, before I let you go, Walton, what would you give him out of 10 today, and what did you make of his performance?
Walton, made a couple of decent saves and he kept us in the game, which you probably wouldn't get from the other two. They probably would have let those in. So, yeah, I think he had a right good game, Walton. Probably 7 out of 10 for me.
7 out of 10. All right, Josh, thanks for popping on. Look after yourself. Lee, did you see Walton's performance the same as Josh there?
I think so. I think he looks just a little bit steady. He claimed a couple of good crosses. He had a good punch in the first half, if I recall. I just think we just look. Well, watching the games, I just feel more comfortable with him in the goal. And he didn't. I don't think he did a lot wrong today, did he? Could he be blamed for either goal? I'm not particularly sure. But what I did notice is that Edmondson has wiped out Headlaki a couple of times, or they've had a bit of a collision, and Edmondson seems to nearly got in what's name's way in the first half as well, didn't he? In Watkins,
yeah.
Or was it the second half? I can't remember now, but one of them. So it's quite interesting. But goalkeeper wise, he's definitely the number one. He looks steady, and if you've got a calm goalkeeper, whether or not he makes great saves or not, if he's calm, you just want your goalkeeper to come and claim those big crosses. And the one for the second goal, I mean, he couldn't come and get that, because I think that was on the corner of the 6-yard box. That was just one of those. So yeah, okay for me, Walton.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Dave Eaton, very disappointing result today, but we missed 4 gilt-edged charges, not only got ourselves to blame. And Leighton says Edwards is awful. Facebook, you thought we played well last 20 minutes. How we picked up 4 yellow cards, I don't know. Back 4, quickly, we'll discuss those. Wolfenden, what would you give Luke today out of 10?
6.
He's not a right back, is he? Let's be honest.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not a right back, but the crosses were coming. The problem we were having, the balls into the box were 10 yards in front of him, which is normally where you'd want maybe the right midfield or someone to come across. So I think if JD would have been playing today, I don't think that would have made too much difference in terms of the positions that we played, because Coulson was almost like playing behind the front two at one point. He was almost on the left wing, which is okay when you're going forward. But I don't think there was a lot in front of Wolfenden today, and I don't think that would have made much difference if JD would have been there instead, because he would have been just as left as exposed, in my view.
Yep. Edmondson and Toto, what would you give those as a combination tonight out of 10?
Edmondson was an absolute. He was probably the best player on the park first half. So if we win the game, he's probably an 8. If not, he's a 7. He didn't put a foot wrong. I think he's getting better every game. You can see why we bought him. Is there a better centre back in League One than him all round? I don't think so. He's playing on the left hand side, and he can ping that ball with his left foot as much as he can with his right. So I think that's great. And then Ciala did he do a lot wrong? I don't think so.
I thought it was his worst game today in a while, Toto. I just thought he wasn't as commanding as he has been in previous weeks.
Yeah, I mean they missed him out a bit, didn't they? But the balls are coming in from their left and right side of the pitch, aren't they? So regardless how many centre backs or what you're doing, you've got to stop the supply, and we didn't stop the supply today,
no.
Particularly down the right hand side.
I'll just keep yourself there. I'll try and bring in Neil from Plymouth. He's at the ground. I can see him. No, the camera's not good enough there, Neil. Sorry about that. I could see him in the VIP area, and you can see him by the stadium. And it's like, oh, that'd be good. But it's just frozen at the wrong time. Matt Penny at left back. We talk about Matt taking Coulson off for an attacking player, but did he take the wrong player off? Should it have been Penny going off and Coulson going to left back? Because I felt today Matt Penny was probably a 5 out of 10. He was not good in any department.
No, I wouldn't disagree with that. But I think the problem was, I think if you're sitting there as Cook, you'll probably think to yourself, can I actually get 90 minutes out of Coulson because his first game back?
Yep,
and if you then take Penny off and put him to right back and then left back, and then Coulson flags and runs out of steam, then you're probably struggling there as well. So I think if he'd have brought Penny in, if Coulson had a run of games and was playing left back regularly, and then he asked Coulson to go out on the right wing, I think Penny could have been the one to come off. But I think when you're looking fitness-wise and you want to keep the team going, I think he probably made the right decision, only because Coulson had been out for so many weeks.
Yeah. Mark, I thought there was a minute silence for PM to start the game, or is it a minute applause they do these days?
Applause. That was a minute applause.
That's the thing these days, isn't it? A minute applause, not a minute silence. 5 says Josh Russell. That's generous. Well, I couldn't give a 4 because that's Ben Moore territory. Greg Fenton, we're sticking away Leeds too softly. We haven't won from a losing position this season. And I'm convinced we'll be up there come May. We should be with the budget, to be fair, shouldn't we, Lee? We should certainly be up there or thereabouts because of the budget we've got. Try and bring in Matt and Neil from the stadium. Matt and Neil, tell us, how's today been for you two?
It's cut out again.
No, we've lost them again. Never mind. We've got Dave Eaton. Penny had a mare today. Poor defending and poor going forward. Duncan, nice to meet you, Paul Mariner. Good luck to yourselves. Morsey and Evans. I thought Evans, for the slack I give Penny, was all equally Mr. Anonymous today. Question marks over him. I didn't hear his name enough from Brennan Woolley.
No, it was funny. It looked like a windswept pitch, and it looked a bit bobbly from what I saw. But yeah, Evans had some misplaced passes today. It was one of those games where I think he just had to dig in, and he didn't get enough time on the ball. It's great when you're at Portman Road and you've got a little bit of time on the ball. He didn't have that time today. Morsey was an absolute tiger again. Interestingly, regardless of whether you blame the ref or not, we commit 10 fouls first half, and they committed none. So that tells you, and that gets you up the pitch a little bit and takes the pressure out, doesn't it? But that young lad, I think there was a guy on a pod, I can't remember if it was one of the other pods, that the young lad who was up against Morsey in midfield was really, really lively, really young, a bit similar to the one a week ago, where he was sort of young, tenacious, and Morsey was trying to give him a bit of stick there. So that was an interesting matchup, but he did really well, probably up against Evans and Morsey. But yep. Morsey's what you get, and again he's getting his foot stuck in, and that we could have easily conceded more, certainly territory without him in the team.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think he may now be banned for a game. He's got 5 yellow cards. Is that right?
Well, he got carded, but would he not? I think Crunch said the other night, would he not miss the following Saturday? Which would be the FA Cup.
Yeah, it might be. You're right.
He was doing well to try and get booked, I think, from what I saw of it. He was trying to get booked almost like that. But then you can go back to the old Gary Neville days where he went to get a book and got a red card, didn't he? So I don't think you play for that. I think you just play what's in front of you. But there we go. A mad 5 minutes either side of half time just cost us.
Or he's played it smartly. If it is the Oldham FA Cup game. He could have played.
Yes, well, absolutely. But he did get carded quite early. I think if you're playing it smartly, you probably want to get your yellow card with 10 minutes to go.
A lot later. Yeah,
a bit late, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But,
so obviously a bad day at the races, a bad selection, bad game management, whatever it might be. Your point tonight. How would you sum up the day if people are just tuning in? They've not seen the game, they've not heard the radio. How would you sum up the game for them as we close today's full-time Fans React show?
I dropped 2 points, perhaps, probably, but I don't think it's going to make any difference to where, because we're not going to finish top 2. It's just not mathematically going to happen for us. It's not. Even if we'd have done the double over Plymouth, done the double over Wigan, individually, we wouldn't catch them. We'd still be 4 or 5 points behind. So, in the long term of the season, I don't think it's had too much, but I still think we deserved a draw. I think the chances we had at the end, the 3 chances near the end, if anybody would have said that was 2-2, I don't think anybody would really complain. But it's just one of them. We didn't. 10 minutes again. Madness.
We've got depressed from Michael Finch. Poor result from Gavin Law. Ben Moore shit. Facebook, we are our own worst enemies. That we certainly are. I would probably sum it up as poor selection, poor game management, but chances to take at least the point from the game. And the caliber of player we've got, that's the very least we should have taken today. Disappointing, but we will go again. Lee, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me on today's Fans React show. Look after yourself. We are back this evening at 7:30 for Talking Cricket. Myself and Cruncher will look at the England-Australia game from today. Then we're back tomorrow at 1:30 for Talking Town Live. A few more comments as we close. Josh says diabolical. Sarah, we just have to dust ourselves off, pull our socks up and go again. Leighton will be okay when we gel in April. We can still get top 2. It's mathematically possible. Dave Eaton, if we had taken just 2 of those good chances, we would have got away with a strange team selection. Agree with that. Monty beat Wickham, forget today. And Michael Finch, sad thing is the games aren't getting any easier. Don't forget, support us on Ko-Fi, one-off donation, monthly contributions. Hit subscribe and join us for Talking Cricket at 7:30 this evening, or 1:30 tomorrow, Sunday, for Talking Town Live. I've been the Gov with Ben, with Josh, with Lee, and with you wonderful Town fans on what it has been a disappointing day. See you in a bit.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning.